Hey guys, so today we will do cheesecoats, which is we need one packet of dry biscuits, any type of dry biscuits, and then we use this sweet creamer, which is we use only half a can, and then this full cream milk, which is we use only 1/4 cup of fresh milk, and then this is a big one, which is 500 grams of cream cheese, but we use only 250 grams cream cheese. And then this topping we use Oreo, but we also can use Milo and also Nestum and so on. So let's do this. Don't forget this small container, which is will fill in the cheesecoat. So let's do this, guys. Check it out. So we are done. Thank you for watching. My part, which is direct material. How we get direct material cost is, first of all, we will calculate the dry biscuits, which is we use 8 slices. That will cost 80 cents per unit. So the total cost is 80 cents. Then sweet creamer, which is we use 1 tablespoon. Then cost per unit is 40 cents. So the total cost for sweet creamer is 40 cents. Then fresh milk, which is we use 1 cup. Then cost per unit is 50 cents. So the total cost for fresh milk is 50 cents. Then we proceed with cream cheese, which is we use 2 tablespoons. So the cost per unit is 40 cents. Then total cost is 80 cents, which is 40 cents times 2 tablespoons. Then Oreo, which is we use 3 slices, so the cost per unit for Oreo is 20 cents. Then the total cost for Oreo is 60 cents. Then lastly is a Tupperware. So we use one Tupperware that consists 2 ringgit. So the total cost for Tupperware is 2 ringgit because we just use only one. Then for overall total cost per Tupperware, we produce 35 cheesekut per day. So the total cost for all ingredients that we use is 5 ringgit 10 cents. So the total cost per day is 5 ringgit 10 cents times with 35 cheesekut. So the total is 178 ringgit 50 cents. So we proceed with direct labor.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Kuman. So I will explain about direct labor. Direct labor is salary or wages paid directly to the worker who are involved in manufacture and services to the customer. So there are 3 departments to produce the cheesekut. The first department, which is production department. What the production department do is will produce the cheesekut using the ingredient that already available in the department, such as like the ingredient is Oreo, cheese, sweet nut, creamer, full cream, and milk and biscuit. So the number of labor in this department, we have 3 labor to produce the product. So the second department is packaging. Packaging is the process with the product will process the packaging after cheesekut produced. So the number of labor in this department packaging is 2 laborers. So we move on to the third department, which is freezing department. What freezing department do is, after the process from production department and packaging, the cheesekut will be freezing like only 1 hour. So the labor of this department, only 1 person worker only. Alright. Okay, so we move on to the direct labor table. So as we can see that there are 3 departments to produce the cheesekut. So for the first department, which is producing, so number of labor only 3 workers. So number of cheesekut to produce, which is 35. And then the category of labor, which is they are the high skill, so skill cheesekut to produce, and how high hour required to produce the cheesekut, which is 2 hours. And then cost per hour 15 ringgit, and the total cost of producing 3,150. Okay, we move on to the next department, which is the packaging. So the packaging number of labor of this department, only 2 workers. So the number of cheesekut same like the producing, 35. And then skill categories of labor. The skill they need only skilled cheesekut packager. Hour required to packaging, which is 1 hour only. And then cost per hour, which is 14 ringgit. So the total of the packaging is 980 ringgit. So we move on to the last department, which is the freezing. So the number of laborers for freezing, which is one workers only. So the number of cheesekut same 35, and then the category of labor, they are semi-skilled because they are freezing only. And then our required to freeze the cheesekut 1 and 2 hours, and cost per hours which is 30 ringgit. So the overall total for the freezing is 455 ringgit. So the total cost of the whole department, which is 4,585. So that's it, my part. I will pass to my group members to present. Thank you.
My name is Nurul Atira Yusni. Okay, I will explain about manufacturing overhead. Okay, manufacturing overhead includes indirect material, indirect labor, and also indirect expenses. Okay, indirect materials. For our bakery shop, we choose gloves and cleaning supplies for our indirect material because we will use the gloves for our hygienic during making our Cheesekut products, and plus we consider those materials as our indirect because we cannot expect the fixed time to measure the usage of our cleaning supplies such as soap, mop, or so on. Okay, we also classify the gloves and cleaning supplies as our indirect materials because, and the total cost for the materials will be 150 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, next I will explain about indirect labor. For our bakery shop, we have to hire cleaners to clean our shop opening and closing time. The reason why we choose to hire the cleaners as our indirect labor because we cannot fully focus on the cleanliness of our shop and also bakery kitchen. The total cost for the indirect labor that we request for the cleaning service in 50 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, next is indirect expenses. Okay, indirect expenses. Our company, for our bakery shop, the rental for our shop and the bills for electricity and water will be the indirect expense because the rental and bills for a bakery shop includes for the product that we're made. The main reason why the rentals and bills were included is when the products were sold. Okay, when the product were sold, the result and bill cost included for the products cost will be one of the part for the cost of goods that were sold. Okay, if the products are related to production, we will proceed them as direct expense, plus if this expense were related to maintain the business will be known as indirect expense. Thus, the total cost for the indirect expense that includes rental of space is Rm 500 ringgit per month, and for the electric, water bills and also water bills are 50 ringgit per month. Okay, so that's all for me. I forgot. For the total cost is Rm 850 ringgit. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning to Madam Azurai. My name is Manimegle Murugan from MANAGERIAL Berhad, which is producing Cheesekut as our product. So now I'm going to present about non-manufacturing overhead. So based on the job costing statement, my part as I'm presenting is non-manufacturing overhead. Non-manufacturing overhead costs are not allocated to the product. The company must have its selling price and sales revenue sufficient to both the product cost and the period expenses in order to avoid a negative net income. For example, marketing, such as advertising, spending on social medias to promote our product, not a personal message to promote and sell the products and services. So it's not be involved in manufacturing overhead. The amount that we spending for these expenses is 90 ringgit. So as we mentioned in our job costing statement, under non-manufacturing overhead in selling and distribution part, the selling and distribution part is holding 90 ringgit as our advertising expenses. So the second point under the non-manufacturing cost is administrative expenses. So administrative expenses are expenses that an organization incur that are not directly tied to specific function, such as manufacturing, sales and promotion. The non-manufacturing costs are not allocated to the product for determining the cost for inventory for the cost of goods sold. For example, administrative staff is carried out various functions within an office environment to make sure that the administrative duties required are carried out smoothly or not, so that the salary that will be given to them will consider as non-manufacturing cost. The salary of the administrative staff is around 850. So under our job costing statement, on my non-manufacturing overhead part, there is two categories, which is selling and distribution and administrative expenses. So the selling and distribution will stand for 90 ringgit, and then the administrative expenses will stand for 850. So the overall of non-manufacturing overhead amount is 940. That's all from me. Now I would like to pass to my friend. Thank you.
For my part, factor influence in determination percent of profit. Okay, profit divided into two, which is profit on cost and profit margin. So we use in our product we use a profit margin, which is we're using 20%. So the calculation on profit is 20% on selling price, 80% times selling price equal to total cost, where we get this total cost in the forward calculation, which is we get 6,453 ringgit and 50 cents. Then the total cost times with 100 divide 80 equal to 8,066 ringgit 90 cents. So it will be the selling price. Then the profit 8,066 ringgit and 90 cents minus with 6,453 ringgit and 50 cents equal to 1,613 ringgit and 40 cents. So cost per unit, total cost that we will get from up forward is 6,453 ringgit and 50 cents. Divide with 35 cheesekut will be 184 ringgit and 40 cents. Then selling price will be 8,066 ringgit 90 cents divide with 35 cheesekut equal to 230 ringgit and 50 cents. So that's all for my part.